Is the two-time All-American, was at 174 for the past 2 years, going up to 197. In the opening, we were anticipating him up against Morgan McIntosh, not quite ready to go. If they would have needed him, he would have, but Wes Phipps, who weighed in at 184, will come in for the Penn State Nittany Lion, redshirt freshman out of Grove City, Pennsylvania. Wes Phipps has been filling in for Ed Ruth. Now he'll fill in for Morgan McIntosh.
Well, the way this match has been going, we can't concede anything if you're Ohio State, because these Penn State wrestlers and guys that have been on the second team have come out there ready to go. So Heflin, guy that moved up to from 174, like you said, last year, bounced right over the 84-pound weight class.
And he looks the part.
Yeah, he does. He looks like he's put on the weight necessary to be able to wrestle in the weight class. He was technically sound at 74, a solid weight class, and if you're going to try to win a national championship, and 74 is not the weight for you anymore because you grew out of it here, you might as well keep on growing, because 897 is a lot more wide open weight class than 84 is with Ed Ruth.
Heflin out of Massillon, Ohio, Massillon Perry High School. As we said, a two-time NCAA All-American. Twice fifth. He's had a really nice career for Coach Ryan and Ohio State Buckeyes. He loves to be in the weight room, as you can tell. He's built himself up, and
a lot of times when you go through that type of rapid growth, I mean, the adjustment that you have to make is that, you know, the power moves that you were able to get before on guys are maybe not there, but then don't show up till later on in the match. So you got to use your quickness, use your mind is still wrestling like a 74-pounder, but you can't go straight in on some of the guys that you find in this weight class. But you know, Phipps is a little bit different story here because he weighed in at 84. That's one of those rules that you have. If you're certified at 84, you can't move up. You can't just. Phipps could have weighed in at 90, you know, it's 97, but I think that a nice adjustment would be to go ahead, maybe not necessarily have to weigh in at 84, knowing you're wrestling at 97, because a lot of these programs are not that deep. You know, maybe go halfway up the weight class, halfway the difference between 84 and 97 would be at, okay, if we wrestle him, he's going to be at 97, and let's let him weigh in at 190.
Penn State's fans being entertained with the 14th straight sellout, but Penn State takes it on the road well too. They were at Boston University. Had a record-setting weekend last weekend. You've mentioned the almost 16,000 at Bryce Jordan, but they also went to Boston University and had the first sellout ever for Boston University wrestling, and had over 1,600 in the Case Center, which was a sellout and record for Boston University wrestling. Helping out Carl Adams, a three-time NCAA champion, as you know, or two-timer for Iowa State, your alma mater, and he's been at Boston University for a long time. So Penn State, great for wrestling, and brings out the fans on the road. And we'll have a big one from Iowa City next week on BTN, when the number 2 ranked Penn State Nittany Lions go up against the number 3 ranked Iowa Hawkeyes in Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City, Iowa. There's Morgan McIntosh, and he looks a little under the weather. 10-0, 3 falls, 4 major decisions, back in the lineup after a redshirt year. Had a really nice freshman year, top recruit in the nation out of California when he left high school and came this way to be with Cale Sanderson. As we said, Wes Phipps filling in for Morgan McIntosh. He is not unfamiliar with being in the lineup for Penn State because he's been filling in for Ed Ruth the past month and doing a yeoman's-like work for Penn State.
Well, Heflin's no stranger to tight matches, you know, from his days at 174 pounds, but part of that is being able to get that quick escape, and he was able to do that with 8 seconds. So, you know, posed the question and said, well, who's it more important to be, get on the offense? And I'd say that, it's up to Heflin here, being one of the leaders for Ohio State. You've seen all these guys go before you and not put much effort in, and now you're going up against the second team 84-pounder here for Penn State, and you got to come out and show some stuff for your program.
Well, Jim, and we saw last week on BTN where it's never too late to do something well. Rascala and McClure for Michigan State really showed up after they had some lackluster performances by their teammates, but they showed up and brought some positive energy to Michigan State in a defeat to Wisconsin.
Yeah, particularly McClure, in a match between two ranked heavyweights, Connor Medbury, and which Wisconsin's in the process of putting up 30 on Michigan State. I mean, that was Michigan State was at home and took what crowd was there out of it. But this is a situation here in this match here where your guy's got to go out there and show some leadership, and hasn't put a lot of attempts together. You can't get totally out of your style. You got to walk away with the win and not do anything foolish. So you're kind of between a rock and a hard place.
You are, because you mentioned this is Heflin's style.
Yeah.
Keeping it close, winning close ones.
Yeah, and I think that style-wise, what Heflin's looking to do, if memory serves me right, he's trying to shoot to that back leg, the left leg of Phipps, that left leg right there. Phipps is doing a good job of keeping it back.
Heflin, two-time All-American we talked about, had a really nice win last year with Matt Brown at 174, beating him 3-2. The last second takedown. At the end of the second period, Heflin out front 1-0 as we head to the third.
And like we saw with the Stieber match, where moving up a weight, sometimes the biggest adjustment you have to make is in the top position. These guys are a little bit bigger, a little stronger, and how are you going to do? How are you going to keep the guy flat? He does a nice job, like we saw before with Ruth and Taylor hovering. Nice inside leg stand-up, though. Ooh.
1-1, and
see, it's game. It's game on. It's anybody's match right now.
Cale Sanderson's young men have come to wrestle today. Cale Sanderson, all he's done is won 3 NCAA titles as a coach in a row, 3 Big Ten titles, National Coach of the Year, 3-time Big Ten Coach of the Year.
It's just, this crowd is just really, they're just studying this. They're not really exhorting their guy on, or it's just they're an intelligent wrestling audience. Is, hey, what's the next move going to be? Got an opportunity to go ahead and help influence and get their guy a big win here. Part of this is going to be on Phipps. I mean, he's got to go ahead and show some offense right now to get the crowd into it. And that's the recipe for an upset. You got to get a nice shot there. Front headlock attempt by Heflin. He does a nice job of putting the head on the mat. Good scramble here.
And there's the 2 points.
Good work there by Heflin, stuffing the head on the front headlock. That was his first opportunity to do that off a little bit of offense by Phipps. And
Ohio State's Nick Heflin out in front 3-1, trying to get their second win of the dual meet. Down 27-3. Penn State's going to get another victory here at Rec Hall, and Ohio State is had it tough running, but they'd like to get a win here from their All-American Nick Heflin.
This is good work right here in the top position to try to keep your opponent down, make him work here. Escape is not going to be enough for Phipps. He's got to look for the reversal now. Short time and a nice work for Heflin, staying in the top position at the end of the period.
And 3 points on the board for Ohio State. They get their second win in these first 9 matches. It's 27-6 now in favor of Penn State due to the win by Nick Heflin, up from 174 to 197, successfully with that win.